R&B singer says she's been living in her car for 3 years. And did Chloe K hear her mama Kris Jenner getting freaky?
Plus, the internet streets are saying Shaq is living that neo lifestyle with some snow bunnies. Dr. Umar, you might want to lead a chat.
And I'm ready to hear all the craziness, guys.
Welcome to Side Dish.
That jam. All right, as everybody knows here at Side Dish, we are more than an appetizer when it comes to pop culture, folks, and fun. We are the whole meal. I hope you're hungry.
Bring a bib.
Bring
a body bib.
We are sometimes sloppy. That's true. That's true.
Man, how are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm feeling good. Atlanta weather is great. How you guys doing today?
We're good. We're good. Just to shout you out, we are being joined by a seasoned vet in the game. She's been the showrunner for projects like Carlos King's Nightcap, Yo MTV Raps Reboot, and the Power After Show. And I hear you can bust a move on the hardwood.
I mean, a little something, 5, 6, 7, 8. A little 5, 6, 7, 8.
Michelle Kenner to the show.
Big up, big up, big up. Now, we said bust a move on the hardwood. Like, you hooping? Are you taking us to the ruckus, or you a breaker?
But no. I'm not breaking. But I can take a 5, 6, 7, 8. You know, some hip hop, a little bit of African, a little bit of street jazz. Yeah, I can. I'm well rounded. Let's put it that way.
You got moves to bust.
I got moves to bust.
I got moves to bust.
From the School of Fame, New York School of Performing Arts type of energy.
It costs, yes.
I love that show.
We love Carlos King over here, and the Yo MTV Raps reboot had to be fun.
Yeah, oh my gosh. That was like one of those shows you work on where it's like, it's work, but it's like, is it really work? Like, an iconic show like that, and to be able to bring it back and just like, add your own little flavor to the format. It was awesome.
That was with Conceited and who was the young lady?
And Diamond Cuts from Philly.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for bringing the nostalgia back. Because like we was talking about the longest time, bring back your own TV raps.
I know. And I it's unfortunate, like, we didn't get a season 2. I hoped for, better kind of coverage of it, but, what are you going to do? But that's one show I'm always be proud of, for sure.
Listen, the only thing on MTV, the only thing on MTV anymore is ridiculousness. So, like, we don't know what's going on over there. All right, it's time for a little bit of Feed Me. Of course, here at Side Dish, listen, we do not condone cheating in any form. But if you did cheat, you'd want to be this man at the front desk. You want this man at the front desk to be your alibi. Check this out.
What are you doing here?
I'm applying for a job.
What are you doing here? What are you doing here?
I'm applying for a job.
What are you doing here?
Oh my God.
Stop.
What are you doing here?
Yo, move.
What are you doing here?
I'm applying for a job. Ask the dude.
What is he doing here?
I'm applying for a job.
In his pajamas? He applied for a job in his pajamas?
He's looking for a job?
Yeah,
You're not looking for a job? What are you doing here? Who you was here with? Who was you here with?
I was applying for a job.
Who was you here with? No.
Jim, you told I came here to apply for a job, right? Yeah. He was giving me an application.
Your location been here all night.
He was giving me an application. Thank you.
You need a pen?
Yeah.
You need a
Your
pen?
location been here all night. You telling me that he was looking for a job all night?
I beg your pardon?
I wasn't.
Ooh. I was so interested to hear what the next creative lie he was going to be able to tell. It's like, I arrived early so I could meet the guy when he got here with the application.
Right. I've been working on my resume all night, girl.
All night with his pajamas on. Did y'all see the outfit? He going for a job interview with that outfit with the black and white looking like the Christmas PJs on, and then with the hoodie, like the Carhartt hoodie. But homeboy, let me tell you something. Like, he may have been up there in age, but he clearly was, about bro code, because he literally was like, sure, let me get this application. He's been there before. That's what that's the vibes I'm giving. He's done this before. This ain't the first time.
William Brimley definitely held him down in the greatest way possible. And I also want to point out the way she was roughing my man up. Right. Domestic violence goes both ways. It's not just for women.
If this video was reversed, we'd be like, well, she stayed there because she was worried about her safety, obviously.
Right. Oh my God.
Maybe that's what was going on, Michelle. Maybe.
I can't front. There's been a few nights, not in my current relationship, that I have slept in a car just to avoid a hostile confrontation in a relationship that I was in. I was like, I'm gonna find my peace here, recline seat, listen to an album I like.
But at a hotel, I bet you weren't sitting in your car in front of a hotel the whole night. Like, you were probably in front of your house, your parking lot or whatever. But this right here, No, this was definitely bro code all the way.
Oh, he was definitely doing wrong, Michael Jackson voice.
Yeah.
But the fact that my man was ready to step in for him and co-sign his story.
Can we also shout out like all women are detectives now, and can we shout out your location's been here all week, and I'm gonna film this interaction. What were you doing here?
Yeah.
To show all our girls and to post online.
But men still do. But this is men still do that. They know that there's apps. They know that this ain't the first time. Clearly, this is not the first time with them. So the fact that like he knows how his woman is, he knows that she's a detective, and he still want to go ahead and do it and act like he's just trying to get an application with his pajamas on. Like I can't. I can't.
It could be one thing if like, he went with his pajamas at the Sleep Number place,
right?
Where like kind of like you're like fixing, you're fitting in with the feng shui of the vibe of the establishment,
right?
But sir, you got busted and also beat up.
Yeah.
Moving on, former member of En Vogue, Dawn Robinson says she's been homeless for almost 3 years. Now she shared a vulnerable video talking about her current living situation. Take a look.
If you remember, if you guys were with me, in 2020, I did like 105,000 interviews, and in the interim, I was living with my parents in Vegas. And that was wonderful until it wasn't. I love my mom, but she became very angry. And a lot of her anger she was taking out on me, and I was her target all the time. And I was like, I can't deal with this. Like, I respect her too much. I didn't understand it. So I was like, let me get out of here. And I was sleeping in my car for maybe about a month in Vegas. And then the guy that was co-managing me at the time was living in LA. And he said, you need to come back to LA because it's getting ready to be fire in Vegas. You need to come back. I love LA, so I said okay. And he said that I could stay with him, and so I was like, okay. But you have a dog, I have a dog. Do we have? And he's like, I don't have a lot of room, but I'll make room for you. And then when I got to his place, he actually didn't have room for me. So it turned into, okay, well, I'm going to put you in a hotel for the night. And that one night turned into 8 months. Oh my God, you guys. I was like, no, this is unacceptable. I have been researching car life. There's a whole community of people that live in their cars, and a whole community of people that live in their RVs, and a whole community of people that live in vans. Van life, car life, RV life. And I loved what I was seeing.
Well, since the video went viral, Dawn's ex-husband, Andre Allen, has offered her some help in the form of a job in the hospitality industry. And of course, we're going to keep y'all updated on how things go for Dawn, man. But what do you think, man? You know, like a lot of times people see people in their heyday, like, oh, you had these big records, you should have money for life and be set. But, you know, the business is the business, and it usually works in the favor of the companies that sign the artists. And most people are struggling. And you in a group. So you splitting whatever that was 4 ways.
And it was in the 90s. It's been 30 years now, you know? It's hard. It's so hard. There's so much about it. I watched, the whole video is probably like 18 minutes, and I watched about 16 minutes of it this morning. And
why'd you bail on the last 2?
Because I had to get the Fox. I had to get the Fox 5. Okay. I had to get the Fox. Well, I did what we do in certain show. I was like, no, this is enough of this. I had to get to the news station this morning because I was covering it for Fox 5 this morning. Man, that's hilarious. I said, enough of this. Thumbs down. Like and subscribe. But like when she tells the full story, and man, people might come for me a little bit on this, but when she tells the full story, there are just so many like little pieces that don't make a lot of sense, and that I just feel like maybe some of the decision making to get here wasn't optimum. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I always feel like, you know, there's more to the story, right? Like, I know it was I was going to say 16 minutes, but 18 minutes because you bailed on the last 2. But we won't talk about that. We already did. But I feel like, you know, it's one thing when you leave, and I guess she figured, like, the manager said, hey, I got you. My thing is, like, once I get somewhere, and again, this is not a judgment, and you know, obviously it was her manager. She thought, like, okay, he's going to help out.
Right.
But then, like, okay, after, like, the first month, I'd be like, okay, so when we get in the apartment, it's like, you don't have space for me here. And she was talking about how his rent was like $1,700. Okay, but he doesn't have enough to pay for your rent.
So that was the thing we went over this morning on the news. And so he was paying for the hotel weekly.
Okay.
And she wanted to get out of this hotel. The hotel was quite expensive, and she was trying to get an apartment. And she found apartments for like $1,700 a month. But here's where my mind went. Just to piggyback off of what you were saying, is like when you get an apartment, there's a lease, and it becomes legal, and someone's name is attached to that lease. Versus a hotel is different.
It's like at any point you can just, if you stopped and that's it, there's no ties to it.
And so I think this guy's unstable and that's going to be on your credit and on your name.
The cosign.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
No joke.
Yeah. And so I've been a Dawn Robinson, I'm not going to say stalker, but I've been aware of the things going on in the world of Dawn Robinson because out of the women of En Vogue, she was like in my top 2, sometimes alternating between whoever's number 1 in that position for me. So like, she did the Boosie Pearl thing. And then like apparently she was the problem in that group. And I also think that she was a problem in En Vogue. So I think sometimes when people are really talented, there's a couple extra bags that come with that sometimes. And sometimes you could skate by in life and get by with it. And sometimes it's like, yo, you start little fires everywhere you go. Like I even went down a deep rabbit hole to the point where I found out at some point she was a part of like a sex community. And it was like, damn, like what city though? And, I mean,
what city?
Turns out they were always going to get it, always going to get it, always going to get it. Okay.
I knew there was something here. I knew there was something here.
I'm sorry. That was a bad joke. I'm sorry.
Well, we hope she gets her situation taken care of. But honestly, it also seems like too, where she's like, she's found this whole community, you know, like car life, van life. So maybe, I'm not quite sure because she said it's been 3 years. But I hope, wish her the best for her.
Yeah, we do. Wishing the best for Dawn and keep us updated so people know you're doing well. Okay, moving along. Friend to Side Dish, our boy Anthony Mackie. He stopped by the Pivot podcast and he shared his thoughts about success and how he believes that we're lying to kids about it.
We're lying to our kids, dog. And I think that's a big problem in our community. We tell our kids that and this is fresh on my heart, like I literally just came to this conclusion last night. We tell our kids if they do right and they make the good grades and they go to the programs and they will become successful. If you work hard enough, your work will be paid off. And that's not true. Success is given. It's not earned. Because you can be the most brilliant. If one person don't tap you, each one of y'all. There were people who could hit harder, who could catch better, who could run faster. But somebody said, you're the one. And the other 50 behind you fell off. You know what I mean? And because of that, I don't know what that emotion or that feeling is the scary thing. Because I went to all the programs. I've done Broadway. I've done off-Broadway. I've been in the business 24 years. I've been in 2 Academy Award films. I've done independent films. I've done major motion pictures. Now I'm Captain America. So now what?
Yo, a couple of those dudes look like they found out in real time that they weren't as special as they thought they were.
Yeah, they were happy about it.
No, I was gonna say that face was just like.
So someone was like, run faster, hit harder, and then reminds her like.
In their mind, you're like, there was nobody better than me. But
Up top tier.
Maybe in the entire nation, maybe a handful, but.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know. Look, I get what he was saying, right? So he's saying that it goes to that, nobody gets to where they are without help, right? Like somebody's giving you opportunity or that sort of thing. So I got where he was coming from. But I also feel like, I guess it's a thing where you talk about luck, where it's like, being prepared, meeting opportunity, right? And so you can work hard, like he said, he does all these programs and you go to school and you just practice. So when your time is given, when you get that opportunity, it's like, boom, like you're good to go. But so he's like, somebody has to say, yes, I choose you for this role of Captain America. Got it. But then I also feel like that's not necessarily true with everything. Because I feel like, look at social media today, right? It's like, and especially for content creators, I feel like, if you're trying to sell an idea or pitch an idea and you're getting no from Hollywood and whomever, and then you decide, I'm just going to do it myself. I'm going to produce it and then I'm going to put it up on this platform and I already have X amount of followers. And then guess what? The followers love it. And then all of a sudden, boom, like it goes viral. And the next thing you know, I get this distribution deal for Netflix. And So I don't necessarily think that that's completely true, but I get what he was saying.
Yeah, I think it's a if it was a one-size-fits-all scenario, everybody would stick to a formula and a script. Sometimes, preparation meeting opportunity, like you said, and sometimes nepotism or like, my man's in them put me on, that kind of thing.
It's so interesting because, like, I understand the idea, I guess, that he was trying to put forward, but then you listen to the things that he said himself. First, he went to an arts school in South Carolina. Then he went to Juilliard.
Right.
Then he's on Broadway and he's on off-Broadway. And so you were charting a very clear path.
Right.
And sure, somebody's got to cast you. Somebody had to cast him as Falcon at some point when his foray into Marvel. But at that point, he had like demonstrated success at all these other levels. And so in a strange way, I almost feel bad because I'm like, are you not proud? Like, they weren't just picking you out of things for random.
Right.
There was other competition. There were other people they interviewed for Hawk, for Falcon.
Right.
So
I'm curious, like, who else would have got it if not him? Like, if it wasn't Anthony Mackie, what random person who is now doing something completely different that would have been donning the wings that wasn't him?
How far away are we from Michael B. Jordan having been Captain America right now?
Oh, wow.
Like,
that's a good.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Man, that's like a hardcore episode of What If. You know what I'm saying? And then like Anthony Mackie would end up being Killmonger.
Oh yeah.
He'd be like, hey, I'm Killmonger.
And plus, you don't know behind.
He was such a good Killmonger. He was really.
But you don't even know sometimes behind the scenes what happens. Like, was he the first pick? Was there somebody? You know, when they have those discussions and someone turned it down, like, you just never know what goes on behind those closed doors. So
well, he might not have been the first, but he was the right pick.
There we go.
He's the guy.
There we go.
Salute to you, Anthony Mackie. Now, Jess Hilarious was in Atlanta this week, and while she was here, she apparently stopped by Shaq's house, and she shared some tea about how Shaq and how he was living large in all areas. Take a look.
Real quick random observation. I'm at Shaq's house yesterday, right? Yo, this man is living like Neo. He got 4 white booties. One is in the kitchen cleaning, the other one is in the basement.
Shaq who? Shaquille O'Neal?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know another Shaq.
Right. He had 4 wives?
4 white women.
Does Shaq want you to say this?
Yes. You'll never get invited to his house.
I don't give a hot.
What happened at the house yesterday that makes you never want to go back there again that you told the story?
No. 2 of them was bad. The other ones, they were.
Charlamagne and Envy said everything that I was thinking. It's like, you're not coming back.
Does Shaq want you to say this? I'm just looking out for you right now.
Wow.
But he knows Jess, like everybody, Jess with the mess. So it's like, I feel like, come on now. Like, yes, there are house rules, right? I just feel like the unspoken house rules, right? When you come, it's kind of like maybe what stays in the house stays in the I don't know. But, I mean, it's Jess with the mess. You invited her to the house. First of all, what was she doing in this house? Like, let's talk about that. Maybe it was this podcast or something like that. Yeah, it's probably something like that. But the point is that this is, you know what she does. So unless she was told at the door, like, listen.
Hey, you don't nothing you see in here.
Exactly.
You know, like, it was one of those.
Sign this NDA.
Exactly. Oh, I love the accent. I love it. If that was the case, then it's like, okay, but like, I mean, he didn't say it, so I mean, I guess she just figured it was fair game.
Yeah, I want to hear the same story, but like, I want to hear about it happening at Dr. Umar's house. He's just leading too strong with certain things. Like, yo, bro, let these people live. And Shaq even went under the post where like somebody had posted this, like, damn, Jess. So, so no more Gold Bond medicated power for you. No more Krispy Kreme. Like, I think that he might be closing the gates of the kingdom.
But how do we even know that they were actually like part of like his harem or
That's
something?
also what I'm saying.
You know what I mean? Like she said they were doing specific tasks.
Yeah.
Cleaning, massaging.
Someone was coming out of the basement.
Right.
What are they doing down there?
You know, maybe they were, redecorating the basement. So I feel like there's not a clear, but then Shaq didn't deny it. He didn't say.
Well, he didn't come out and say, it's like, yo, I'm not smashing these women, right. You know? And it's like very different. Neo's presentation is like very much, these are my girls.
Exactly.
As Little Baddie and Golden Phoenix Feather or like whatever. And then like these women could have just been like, could have been Shaq's housekeeper. Let's be real.
I mean, some people use Merry Maid, some people use bigbootydirtydeeds.com.
Yeah. Whoa, is that real? Did you just make
that? It can
be.
Okay, moving on with this. Kris Jenner stopped by the Chloe in Wonderland podcast, and Chloe shared the cringy moment she overheard between her mom and Caitlyn. Let's check it out.
Like all these little
I
old
believe I
wives'
was
tales and everything.
Under the bed one time, you and your ex-husband were trying, and that was
I'm still
sorry
go to
about
therapy
that.
over that.
Yeah, but you snuck into my bedroom.
I was playing hide and go seek and nobody found me and I fell asleep.
You were with Francesca. So you apparently, who were you looking for, each other? You were hiding under my bed.
It was gross.
And you didn't get caught. You decided to stay there because it sounded exciting. And you got an earful.
That was
and
gross.
you being...
I want to hear the rest.
Yeah.
But what mom, she said it sounded exciting. I don't know if my mother would ever if we had that conversation and you say, well, it sounded exciting.
This is the same woman, though, who told Chloe just a couple weeks ago that if she wants more dates, she's got to S more D, basically. We covered that story where she's like, well, did you give him a beach? And we're like, what?
And I think another thing that we have to normalize, just for clarity, is when we refer to situations that happened with Caitlyn, that we define what era it was in.
Right. Oh, yes.
Because if left to our own devices, we heard you doing it with Caitlyn.
Yeah.
You picture Caitlyn in current form. We're not thinking OG original recipe Caitlyn. Where,
we're not thinking original 11 herbs and spices.
When someone was out here winning gold medals and being on a Wheaties box.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Also, why does she have the girls out on her podcast like that? And her mom's dressed in a full suit up to her neck.
Her mom like Michael
It's
Jackson.
the Kardashians.
Yeah.
After the break, a billionaire wants to take care of Wendy. We got the battle of the bodies and Short King stand up. We got all that in 2 minutes.
Hey, welcome back to Side Dish. Okay, Michelle, it is great having you here. Thank you so much. As a showrunner and a creator, what is one lesson that you've learned to deal with in the ups and downs of the entertainment industry?
Oh my gosh, you have to be ready for change. Change is inevitable, right? So starting out in the industry when I did, you couldn't just start a podcast or radio show. You had to actually work at a radio station. They had to give you a job, or just start your own TV show or whatever. So, it's the industry has changed so much. I think definitely, I know there's a lot of cons people will say, but I think for the better, because I tell younger people coming into the industry, you can create. You want to do something, don't wait for anybody. You can do it with the phone, you can do it with whatever. But if you're stuck in there we used to do this and we did it this way and the format is it. No, you're going to get left behind. And so you got to be cool with change.
Do you feel like it's about time though to start lying to people about how easy easy it is to start a podcast?
Yeah, that's the other thing. Have we gone too far?
Yeah.
So, first of all, I think there needs to be a license. People need to apply now for podcasts because everybody doesn't need a podcast nowadays. And I did a podcast to say, back when before podcasting was podcasting, it was called Who Girls Radio, and it was talking about all things basketball. It is work, okay? It is work. Like, it is, I don't know why people think that it's just like easy, 1, 2, 3. You still got to come up with stories. You got to figure out, how long the show is going to go. You have to edit. You have to, there is book guests. It's not just like 1, 2, 3 and like, oh, let me just get on. Yeah, you can get on live or whatever, but that's not a show. That's not a show. That's just you getting on live and just saying whatever randomly. Yeah.
But people make livings doing that. They'll get on live on YouTube.
They do
build up a giant following, and then they're crushing it.
Yeah, they do. I think it's a means to an end. It's a way to pull people in, right? So like my godson, he's like when he comes over and he's watching TV, he's watching like the most random YouTube stuff, like a family traveling across country. They're figuring out what snacks they want at the gas. And I'm like, this is what you want to watch? You don't want to watch like, some of these other shows, Disney. He's like, no, but he's just like watching that. But so people are making money off of that, right? So that even says even more where it's like, go ahead and just create, right? If people are watching that. But I think eventually, like also with attention spans, people get tired of that. So it's like, what else do you have to give? If you want longevity, you want short term, like, okay, cool. But like when you're talking about longevity and talking about years to come, and then also getting to the next level with streamers or networks and that sort of thing, it's more, you got to do more than just a live.
Well, speaking of what you do live, a little birdie tweet told me that you used to dance for the Nets back in the day. Are you still keeping the passion for dancing alive?
Oh yeah.
Do you still have the outfits?
Yeah, actually, I do still have some of the outfits. I will say that. Dance was always my first passion. So like, once a dancer, always a dancer. So when somebody asks, "Were you a dancer?" It's not were. It's like I'm like, yeah.
You never stopped.
I never stopped. I still am, right? And so I danced for the Nets before they moved to Brooklyn in Jersey, and it was great because I love dance and I love sports and I love basketball. So it was like the perfect combo. So I would see Shaq, and when they come to play like Lakers and all that good stuff, there, showing my age a little bit, but but it was good, it was good times. And so now I've kind of like dipped back into my passion. And so now I'm like teaching kids, dance.
Dope.
Yeah,
Cool.
I'm teaching kids dance, but it's different. Like, you go in there thinking you have one game plan, like, okay, so we're gonna learn this 5, 6, 7, 8, and they're like, Miss Michelle, can we do the mashup? And I'm like, well, what's the mashup? Like, you got to stay on top of these current, because I think I stay very current on the trends and the dances and all, but it's like the TikTok is crazy. Like,
there's new dances dropping
it's
always,
the TikToks and the this and the that. Like, you have to like be on, and they love that stuff. So like, you mix it with the old with the new. So it's like you teach them like foundation, but then you also got to throw in those TikTok mashups, and I'll throw in the swag surf, and I'll throw in the other stuff. So, but it's fun. Kids are different. Kids are different, but
that's gonna keep you young and flexible.
It
forever.
With the floss every now and then. That's old school. That's old school.
Well, man, you live a very interesting life, and we're so happy to have you here with us, yo.
Thank you for
now,
having me.
keeping the East Coast for a second, we have a Wendy update, and this one's worth $1 billion. Now, Bitcoin billionaire and former child star Brock Pierce is offering to put up Wendy Williams in a mansion with around-the-clock hospital care. Brock, who looks like that, told Page 6 that he's always admired Wendy's strength, and when he saw her ask for help, it was impossible to ignore. He wants her to get the care she deserves and begin her journey to healing. So he also says that Wendy's a national treasure, and it's time we show her the kindness and support she has always given to so many.
Yo,
and
let's go, Brock.
That's so dope. What child show do we know him from?
I think he was a Mighty Duck.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn, he came up, yo.
Yeah. I need to see a photo of him as a kid, because clearly he's a full-grown adult here. And, Bitcoin billionaire, let me tell you, like, I love when people, a lot of times our billionaires are out here doing supervillain things with their supervillain dollars. But like when you have something like this and you're like, I have a place you can stay, I can take care of whatever, just come. Like, I respect that.
That's why I said what I said when I first saw the picture of him, because it was given like diabolical vibes.
Yeah.
It was something about the tilted head, the smiles, like, you can stay with me, Wendy. Misery.
Yes, come stay with me, Wendy. Yeah.
I have a special room for you.
A room for you.
I'll make sure your feet never touch the floor.
Oh my God.
But in that same helping and nurturing space, what celebrity would you offer the same TLC to if they fell upon hard times?
Oh gosh, I don't know. I would Dawn. I would help Dawn. You know, if he's from En Vogue, we were just talking about her, for sure. I don't know.
Someone who's currently in a bad spot?
Currently or all times? I think they got to be alive as a prerequisite.
Okay.
All right. Like I would do that for SZA. I would do that for SZA and Regina Hall.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely. Like, man, I hope nothing ever terrible happens.
Right.
But if it does,
right, you're
I'm
there.
Here for you. I'm here.
You're there.
You're a saint of a human. I hope they're listening right now, and they know that deep down, HK's got them.
Brother
Yes.
Teresa.
Brother Teresa. Okay, this next story, I want everyone to pay attention. This is really serious because this is for me and my fellow short kings.
Big up.
Yeah.
Big up to the short kings. A couple and their wedding is going viral, and it's not because of anything crazy at all that happened. As a matter of fact, it should be very normal and socially acceptable. And so this is a video to normalize that because the groom had, what are y'all laughing about? Because the groom had to add a special touch to the end of the ceremony. Check out this perfectly normal and natural event. Let's go! That's love right there, folks.
Big time.
That's love.
I'm gonna just tell you this. That would not happen on my wedding day. Okay, and no, absolutely not. Like, I get, like, they're leaning into, he's comfortable with it. He's leaning into it. He's like, look, I'm just, but
What photo? What's about that? You don't like that photo, Michelle?
No, it's beautiful, but like, why we gotta bring out the kiddie step stool for you to then, because that takes away from the whole, I feel like, seriousness of the ceremony, and now it's focused on you.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be about both of you guys, but also to, like, the bride. It's her day, right? That's what it says, it's her day. Now we focused on him.
Can my man get 3 minutes in that whole day?
I mean, does it have to be right there? Can he get 3 minutes, like, on the dance floor when we go to the reception? Can it be other places? Even, like, you know, I'll let him do his thing. I don't know, have a second cake that he wants. I don't know. But that right there,
This bothers you?
Absolutely not. Absolutely
if
not.
If he wasn't in on it, I feel like they played my man. You know what I'm saying? In front of all those people.
Thank you.
Don't take no shorts, bro.
I forget.
No, I don't
I
like
forget
it.
which music video it is, but that's definitely that Michael Jackson pose where he's like, "Whoo!" You know?
Is it Earth Song?
Yeah, it's one of those, I think, yeah.
I have two questions in regards to this story. Do you think they had a size accurate cake topper for the thing? Do you think they was like height appropriate?
That's hilarious.
And number two, Michelle, let's just say, like, all right, if you was dating like a really short dude, you go in the kitchen in the middle of the night, you see a dude climbing up on a counter so he can get something off that top shelf. Does it change how you view him in the relationship?
I mean, I'm just saying, when you lay down, everything's the same. So it is what it is. As long as you're doing it that, you know, good in that department, I can overlook certain things.
Okay. Shout out to the
saying.
adults who climbing on counters out here.
That's right. That's right. Listen, you don't need that thing on the top shelf anyhow. Right. You don't need that anyhow.
Those are things you forget about.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is a new segment called Battle of the Bodies, and we're going to take some photos where celebs are serving body and who is serving the most. And of course, we're going to need your help in the comments.
Yes.
We looking at you. All right. Go pull up Justin. All right.
Okay, look, up first is Ice Spice, and she's out in Paris serving buns, as she normally does. Let's take a look.
But she wanna get thick again. Shorty got back on her oats. She stay on my body, it's hard to get rid of her.
All right. Somebody back in the bodega. Deli.
Some people are about to send her their Eiffel Tower. You know what I'm saying? Oh, okay.
Oh, hey, what's going on?
The talk of the town.
That's exciting.
I'm into that.
I'm sure you guys are,
What?
yeah.
You were like, I'm sure. Oh, this is. You're
I
like,
mean...
Soccer boo. Okay. This is one. Okay, this is there. I've been seeing this go around the internet. Here's Vivica A. Fox, and she's serving body at the grand opening of a beauty supply store where Vivica Fox hair collection is going to be carried.
Okay, sparklers.
Wait a minute.
Yeah. Have you not seen? Yeah.
Has that always been there?
I've seen some photos of this, and I was like, Viv.
I know what the A stands for now.
Oh my gosh.
Yo, like, has it been back there the whole? Because you gotta see her seated.
No, it has not been back there. That is newly situated.
She got a Baltimore butt lift?
I mean, I guess you know.
First off, I'm out here. First off, Viv's one of the nicest people I've ever.
Oh, she's awesome.
She's the best, and
Right.
so like on either side of it, I'm fully supporting. You know what I'm saying? Like whether it's Jim or whether it was like, you know, I'm a treat me, and then like also that too, full support.
Yep. Shout out to you. Next up, we got Summer Walker chilling poolside in pink. Oh. Hey, what's going on?
All right.
Okay.
Which one of these is the one on the right? Is like horse pose, right? Is that what that one is? Where you get that one leg back so that it looks like a nice haunch?
Yes. I mean, she's definitely, showing off the assets here. I like what I see. You did it, kid.
It was a cute sweatsuit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next up is extremely famous and well-known model Emily Ratajkowski. She's on vacay in Rio de Janeiro. I'm pretty sure we know what we're going to get here. Yeah, pretty standard.
Okay.
Pretty standard Ratajkowski picks there. The bucket hat all the way back.
we got, and all the things we do throughout the day, we also got to remember to eat.
Right, yeah.
All right, so who are we crowning for serving body?
Oh, let's see. We had Vivica. Ice Spice. We had Emily, and then we...
Summer Walker.
Summer Walker. That's right.
Yeah, because Summer Walker had that effortless body, and it's hard to make your booty look big in sweatpants.
Yeah.
Like when the sweatpants are so tight that they have a gravitational pull to where you still see cheek crease.
Yeah.
So you studied this, I see that. Okay, got it.
Yeah, I've been to the beginning and the end of the internet. I know what's going on.
I'm going with Summer Walker too.
Yeah, she's definitely taking it for me. I feel like those pants were custom made. You know what I'm saying? Like to stretch like that.
Yeah. Like it's made of a special material that not everybody is privy to have. Like who you giving it to?
I'm giving it to Summer. Yeah, I'm giving it to Summer too because the bodysuit, the sweatsuit was cute. The pop popped, and she just has a dope body. She has a dope body.
Also, this is just an interesting note for all of us. She's also the most clothed.
Facts. Yo.
See?
When you still look naked with clothes on,
right?
Your body's bodying.
Yeah, that's
there.
a body.
Congratulations, Summer Walker, you did it.
Yay!
All right, so after the break, a football coach bans TikTok dancing and a comedy club bans bow tie, and we got a flick pick. We'll see y'all at 2. Welcome back. Hey. The Mountaineers can kiss their renegade dancing days goodbye. Because the West Virginia coach, Rich Rodriguez, is making headlines for banning his players from TikTok dancing. Check it out.
Now that you're into spring practice, is there like a social media policy that you have with the team, whether that be TikTok or all social media?
No, I don't really. I mean, they're going to be on it, so it's not. I'm not banning them from. I just banning them from dancing on it. You know, it's like, don't look. We try to have a hard edge, whatever, and you're in there, you know, in your tights, you know, dancing on TikTok. Ain't quite the image of our program that I want. But I told the team today, I said, everything today is about trying to make everybody individual. It's all about the individual. It's all about the individual. And I said, football is one of the last things that was got to be more about the team than the individual. And so I banned dancing on TikTok.
All right. He also went on to say 20 years from now, if they want to be sitting in their pajamas in the basement eating Cheetos and watching TikTok or whatever the hell, they can go at it, smoking cannabis or whatever, knock yourself out.
He's definitely a man who represents a certain pocket of time.
Thank you.
One of those people who you have to pull to the side, like, yo, bro, you can't say that anymore.
It's giving very 1960-ish. Like, I mean, and he's like, it's just dancing. So he's like, oh, I'm not banning TikTok. I'm not banning social media. But he's probably also against doing like the touchdown dances and, you know, that sort of thing. And it's like, how can you ban dancing? I know I'm a little biased, right? You know, as a dancer, but I just think that is so like. I mean, come on, it's fun. No one's getting hurt.
But okay,
I mean, they're kids. These are kids.
Let me throw this idea out there, like, because I think what he's trying to say is like, if that dancer is supposed to be your scariest, toughest middle linebacker,
I get it.
Then can we be shocked that the old man was like, I don't like them doing the moves on the TikTok.
But that's also a way to throw them off. So you thinking like that person's soft, like, oh, they're going to be that hard of a player, and then they get in there and they get their knocks rocked off, and then it's like, oh, that could be psychological warfare too. So I'm just saying, like, it's all fun, it's all games, and to ban them from dancing, like, come on.
He's about the show really quick. Sometimes we do live pitches on the shows.
Yeah.
We run shows, right? Can you run a movie for us? What if we made a movie about a football coach who didn't want his kids to dance? It's pretty much Footloose, but it's Footloose in a football environment.
Yes.
It's a Footloose in a football environment. Can we get this movie made?
Get a pitch deck and send it to me. I love it. Let's do
Sharif,
it.
holla at me, man.
All right, now speaking of banning things, in a comedy club in London doesn't find Botox frozen faces in the crowd funny at all. So Mark Rothman, owner of the top secret comedy club in Covent Garden, said because of Botox, comedians can't gouge the audience and bounce off their reactions. Guys, you guys are funny guys. What do you think about this?
You know what? Normally when you're doing good as a comedian, it's not necessarily how someone looks, it's how they sound. Because they're going, you know, like, that's how you know you're doing really good.
Right. It's not like... It's a sound, right? They're laughing. That's usually how you gauge how good you're doing with the audience is if they're laughing.
So evidently there's a last-ditch effort to liven up the crowd and get facial reactions back into the room. And so door staff is going to give an expression test for people for signs of Botox. And if your face is frozen like Elsa, let it go. They got no laughs for you anymore.
That is wild.
Yo, just say you're not funny. Just say you're not funny. Like, if you got all these rules and regulations to come into the comedy club, you can't have Botox. We got to check your facial expressions at the door. I'm not going. I'm saving my coin.
Also, here's my thing: is like, I don't know how hard Botox goes in London, because you couldn't do this in LA. Right, you couldn't do this in LA.
Them clubs would be empty.
Yeah, you know
that part.
Good luck out there in the UK. Well, listen, if you hit the theaters this weekend, we got you covered. Dropping this weekend is Opus, starring the Bears' Ayo Edebiri and the legendary John Malkovich.
Oh wow, Malkovich. Okay, a young writer scores an invite to the cult-like compound of a pop legend who mysteriously vanished 30 years ago. However, she quickly realizes she's not just covering his epic comeback, she's part of it, and escape ain't on the set list. Check out this trailer.
After 30 years outside the public eye, pop icon Moretti returns for an exclusive listening experience.
He's bringing you a gift.
This is for Ariel Ecton.
Okay. All right, I'm already sold.
Absolute honor. to spend this weekend with you.
This is giving Willy Wonka vibes.
Namaste.
You know what I'm saying? Golden ticket.
Morty requires that everyone be shaven. So, how's the lady garden?
The crowd is upset. Upset that I'm not on stage.
Is this not alarming to you?
The back row's asleep. But the front row's ready to rage.
I'm gonna see it now.
Yeah, that looks great, doesn't it?
Man, like anytime I see that A24 logo pop up, it is just as dope as like playing Nintendo in the 80s and seeing Konami.
Right.
On
Yeah.
You know it's gonna be good. So I'll see y'all at the theaters,
I'm gonna see it. Michelle, you gonna see it?
I'm down, as long as it doesn't get too crazy with the horror, but I'm down.
Oh, it looks like it's getting crazy. All right, we're gonna take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll have celebrity birthdays and more. See you in 2 minutes. Star Steph Curry, he's 37.
Yes. And next up, 7-time gold Olympian Simone Biles turns 28. Go Simone.
And social media and baddie star Krishan Rock turns 25.
Plus, The Last Doll rapper and friend of the show, Cash Doll, is 36.
Yay. And our favorite city slicker and When Harry Met Sally actor, Billy Crystal, is 77 today.
And happy heavenly birthday to the late great musical legend Quincy Jones. All right, who gets the cake?
This is some great birthdays. It really is.
All right, I'm going to say Billy Crystal, because when you can reach to the age of 77 and still kind of have, you know, your health and all your cognitive skills working and everything, I think that is an accomplishment in itself. So I'm giving the cake to Billy Crystal.
Also, the other thing is, like, when you're an old white guy, like, and you've made it that far, and you've never uttered anything close to getting canceled, and everyone's like, no, you've been funny your whole life.
Yeah.
Like, you've accomplished some stuff, you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
I got to toss it up in the air really high to Quincy Jones, because he helped make Thriller. Like, Quincy Jones was that guy, and he also made Rashida Jones.
Yeah.
Ooh, two greatest achievements right there.
Yeah.
I got to throw it out to Cash Doll. She was so much fun when she was here, and that treasure chest was right here, and it probably had, I don't know how much.
I saw that, all that jewelry. Oh my God.
Jewelry. Everything they was looking for in the Goonies was in her little
Chester Cobblepot's chest was right there.
He was not parting ways with that.
No, she was not. No, she was not.
Hey, wait, man, we running out, but when we come back, we need your help solving a crime.
Okay.
Can you help us
I'm
with
here.
that, Michelle?
I'm here. That's what I'm here for.
We played everybody's favorite game. Whose cousin is it? Wow. Welcome back. It's time for everybody's favorite game. Whose cousin is it? Michelle just told us a story that is worthy of being on this. But it's going to all make sense when we're done reading everything. So follow us now. Scene.
Okay, are you ready to do some racial profiling?
Oh gosh, is that a trick question?
Yeah, no.
But I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
Because the answers ultimately is this. When we describe this crime, was it my cousin, HK's cousin,
technically our cousin,
right,
or perhaps a cousin not represented on the couch here with us today?
Okay.
Other cousin. At one point, it was referred to as chopstick cousin. That wasn't my words. That was my words. Okay, here we go. Nothing says good like a romp in front of a Wendy's.
Oh my God.
So a 53-year-old woman and a 29-year-old man were arrested for smashing in front of the fast food franchise near a busy highway in Clearwater, you know where, Florida.
Now, police spotted the doing it wild duo in the throes of passion. They was lying on the ground behind a bus stop that was directly in front of the Wendy's. And the cougar was on her right side with her bare buttocks while the young Thundercat was pouncing her in the turgid state and repetitively engaging with her.
This is maybe my favorite one so far. Is this what they're calling it now? The couple was cold busted for their hot roadside sesh and charged with performing an unnatural and lascivious act.
Now, whose cousin is it, y'all?
Okay. So
the location,
Florida, says a lot.
That right there in itself, I already knew. Florida, okay, crazies.
You gonna say it? You gonna say who you?
I'm gonna say, I think this is probably Tanner's cousin, because in front of a Wendy's, and then the fact that the female showed her bare buttocks, our cousins, we don't really do, I feel like you're not hearing about stuff like that.
Public sex acts.
Public in front of the Wendy's. But I feel like mooning people and all that, I feel like that's more like Tanner's cousin.
Do you think they were both my cousin?
I think they're both your cousins.
Okay, all right, okay.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
I'm going to lean on the side of that the bare buttocks person was Tanner's cousin. The person who was doing the daggering, if you will, I'm going to say is probably other cousin, I think.
Okay, so, all right. I'm not far away from you here. I was thinking about, Wendy's. What can you get at a Wendy's? A swirl. And then what is So that I think that the cougar, definitely my cousin, but I think the man delivering the Dave's single might not be my cousin. So I need to leave it just a little vague if I can. I don't know if it's your cousin or other cousin. I just don't think the man is my cousin.
Yo, so I definitely think this puts it in Cuther territory to get both people involved in a unified word. Yeah. So because when there's two people involved, there's that.
This is exciting. This is a good one.
It really is. I feel like we're about to find out
who's the cougar? So the woman was 53?
Yeah, and the man's 29.
Oh.
Yeah, because no older lady is gonna really go for that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm
a respected
It reinforces my decision.
Okay, all right. All vanilla is what you're saying.
And the young 29-year-old is just happy to be there.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, that might be it. Now I'm thinking it might be us.
So you think we doing the dirty deed for Dave's Big Bacon Classic in the parking lot?
Yeah.
Maybe it might be a swirl. It might be a swirl.
Could be a swirl.
It could be a swirl. Yeah.
All right, let's figure out who's stirring that chili.
Let's do it.
1, 2, 3. Move that van. Oh my gosh! No! Demetria Wilson.
No!
Mario.
No! Oh my gosh!
Oh,
no!
Wow! I am.
No, seriously?
You were so confident.
I was so confident that was one of your people.
Yo.
I was so confident.
All signs was pointing to the light.
No, all signs.
All signs.
It was not even a swirl. It was a straight up chocolate milkshake. It was a straight up chocolate milkshake. There had to be something else involved. This had to be, I feel like it's like under the influence or something. I feel like that, like.
Oh, you don't think those two people were 100% sober?
I'm gonna say no, but then again, I thought I was dead. I was dead wrong.
I can tell by the lady eyes, they might have been on a little something.
Right? Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Whether it was ecstasy,
come on now.
Yeah.
Come on, look at the eyes.
A Delta 12 gummy. You know what I'm saying? They was doing something.
He's like, I'm just here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what's good?
He's so young to have that on his record.
I know, and now you gotta because the nature of the crime, you have to let people know when you move into the neighborhood now. You have to register as a sex offender if you get caught having sex in public.
Oh no.
And most people don't have the time to explain all of it. I don't know if you ever pulled up the sex offender map in your neighborhood, and it's like, Jesus Christ, I'm surrounded. But then when you really find out, that person was doing too much at a park, it's not always as lascivious as you think it would be. But one can only assume.
Yeah, one can only assume. Do you think that they're both gonna have ankle bracelets and they'll never get Dave's double again? Like they can't even get within 50 feet of a Wendy's?
They might take their talents to Hardee's.
Cool.
or Cookout, because that line be long.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I did feel like, because Hardee's has the meats.
No, that's Arby's.
Arby's! Dang it! So close.
We was in the neighborhood, brother.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us today.
Thank you for having me. I had a blast.
So, if people want to find out more about your exploits, because in addition to everything we talked about before, you also dabble in real estate as well.
I do. So I plan on doing a series about my experiences getting into the real estate game. So you can follow me at Shell HG Radio on Instagram, and just follow kind of my life and shenanigans. So.
So you're trying to boss up through multiple levels of real estate? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, I just feel like, especially, the end goal as a creative, right? Mm-hmm. It's like you want to be able to create and not have to, and do the projects that you really want to do, right? Because look, we all have a job, we take a job, we're like, look, I ain't really doing it, but the bills got to be paid. But I think a goal for creatives, I think we need to try and have some other sources of income, so that way we're not forced to do things that we're really don't want to do, and focus on the stuff that we do want to do. And so that's kind of where I am right now.
That's a great way to look at it. Is if I can get a little success here, it will open doors for me over here.
For sure, and help other people create as well. So that's kind of where the stage in my life where I'm at right now.
Yo, because there's a lot of people who are interested in that world, and they kind of get paralyzed with fear, thinking of having to put up their own money for things. So would you recommend getting like an SBA loan or like being liquid with your own cash or what?
I would say first, like, have your own cash, you know, save up for that. And especially with, there's so many first-time home buyers things, you know, FHA, that you really can, and depending on your state, they have programs as well, or certain banks that you go with. So you do the research, or you get with a realtor that knows their stuff, like, it can really make it seamless, you know, for you. But I think that you do, you know, and then later you can talk about getting a loan and then borrowing against the property that you have and that sort of thing. So, yeah, but follow me. I'll be talking about that stuff.
The social media website that I spend more time on than anything is Zillow. And I just wish you could leave comments under listings on Zillow. Like, get these photos in order. I can't tell the layout of this house from the photos.
Yeah, it is really hard to break those things down. And sometimes it's like scary because it's like, this house is worth how much?
Oh my gosh.
The price of everything is just
crazy. I know.
Yeah, it sucks being alive in a time where people turn the temperature up and like you're living through it.
I know. And I will say this one thing, don't be afraid to buy in other states, like, because you necessarily can't afford in your area, and like, especially in cities like a New York or LA or even Atlanta, some places, like, you have to be willing to like go outside your comfort zone to find those deals.
Gotcha.
So,
Well, hopefully that information can weaponize you guys.
Radio,
great.
Yes.
So yeah, tap in, man. And yo, we love y'all. Be sure you like, subscribe, share. We're gonna rinse, repeat, do it again the next time, which is Monday. All right, man. So peace and love, y'all.
Bye.